Want to make cute needle felted leaves like these? This video will show you how. Needle felting is an excellent way of creating a fun and colorful, soft little sculpture. In this case, we're taking the inspiration from fall leaves, and we'll be using a variety of different colors to combine into a wool felted little fall leaf. I like to work with cookie cutters because it's a way of kind of setting up the frame of the shape of the piece that you want to make, as well as protecting your fingers, because how you're going to actually create this felted object is that you need a specialized needle felting needle that has lots of little barbs on the end of it. And what that does is it entangles all of the wool fibers of the different colors of wool roving that you'll be working with. And so as the needle is going in and out of the bundle of wool, it's taking those fibers and wrapping them around and kind of matting them together, that as you do this repeatedly, stabbing your little creation over and over with your specialized needle, it'll wrap all those fibers together and create a kind of a hardened, felted wool sculpture that you'll be making. And so here you can see the different shaped cookie cutters that I've assembled for this little project, and then a lot of beautiful variety of different colored wool rovings, as they're called. And then you'll also need a soft foam kind of sponge pad to work on, because as you're piercing through the wool with your needle, you don't want it to impact again and against anything hard. And then of course you'll need several different specialized needle felting needles that you'll be working with, and it is quite common to break one as you're working along, so don't feel bad if that happens. Here you see a close-up of an example of one of those needle felting needles, and you can see that it has a little bent handle at the end to make it easier to hold on to. And then as it zooms in on the tip there, you can see all of the different little barbs that are grabbing the fibers of that wool, and as you pierce in and out, wrapping them around each other and becoming a denser, harder little objects. So to get started, you want to select the colors of the wool roving that you'll be working with, and then you want to gently pull out the amounts of the wool that you want to be working with from your piece. So you don't want to cut it, you want to actually separate the fibers and pull off pieces that you'll be starting with. So you can just grab one end and the other end, pull apart gently, and then you'll have some bundles of those fibers that you'll be working with for your piece. So once you have your fibers selected, what I like to do is just kind of stuff them into the frame, and then begin to sort of lay down a core or a base layer. So I'm stabbing straight up and down, because even just angling the thin needle a little bit can cause the tip to break, even into the soft foam. And I'm keeping my other fingers out of the way of that needle and holding the frame of that cookie cutter to protect them. And then I'm just working around the fibers of the roving to just repeatedly stab them and start felting it together to create just that base area that I'll then be adding other colors to. It's also important to flip it over periodically, because the felt can get intertangled into that the pad below. So you want to be pulling that out, flipping it over, putting it back into your little frame or your cookie cutter mold or something like that, and then just continuing to stab and felt it together to create the basic form of your piece that you'll be working with. When you're ready to add some other colors, then you want to, again, remember to gently pull the fibers apart from the main section of roving into the smaller pieces that you'll be working with. And then what I like to do is just take each of the smaller little segments and start laying them into the design, thinking about how fall leaves work. You can certainly look at reference images, or just kind of use your imagination. And again, they don't have to be realistic. You can be sort of playful. And the great thing with adding the fibers in is that you can get quite painterly with it. You can start layering up different colors, letting the base layer show through, arrange how the fibers are moving through your whole composition. So it can really become almost like an abstract painting that you're working with slowly in felting those fibers down into the existing layers. Another approach that can be quite nice as you're adding in more colors is to do some of your color blending before starting to felt it into your piece. So again, you can pull off some fibers from the different bundles of rovings and have those smaller segments that you're going to be working with, and then you can just start pulling them apart and mixing them together before beginning to use your needle, so you can get that kind of blending. And it's a little bit like linear pointillism, where you're still obviously going to see the colors of the individual fibers, but the more you mix them together, the more they're going to optically blend and just really become a different color than it was that you started with. So you can do that amount of blending whenever you're ready to start adding it into your piece. And then, of course, it's up to you whether you want to continue to use your starting point with your frame to protect your fingers, or if you're going to just start working a little bit more organically to develop the kind of shape and form that you want to create. Now, obviously, I'm speeding up the video here just to make this video watchable, and you can get a sense of what the process is. And again, you can work as quickly or as slowly as you like. The whole point of this project and this activity is to enjoy the process of making. So take your time with it. Just enjoy the whole process. And what's really interesting is as you get to know the process and the tools and the materials, you start getting a sense of how they work, and you start discovering the qualities of those materials and how the relationship between where you're stabbing with the needle, how much you're stabbing, can start shaping the form. So because as the needle with the barbs is going through the bundle of wool fibers that are becoming felt, they start bundling together tighter and tighter. So the more you stab in a particular area, the tighter it's going to get, and the more that material is going to kind of shrink in and even harden somewhat. And so you can do that selectively through your whole piece. With these leaves, you can sort of put in little ridges. You can work carefully along the edges to tuck in some of the material if you want to define the different lobes of your leaves a little bit better, or if you want to just kind of blend the different colors in different areas. So you can work back and forth with that needle, developing the overall form of the piece, as well as blending in the different colors of the different rovings that you're working with. And of course, remember to keep flipping the piece. There's a temptation to just sort of leave it on top of your foam and keep working, but it will actually felt into your foam if you're not sort of pulling it out and flipping it over periodically. So just enjoy that process. Like I said at the beginning, it's a very therapeutic process to repeatedly stab something over and over with a needle, as long as you're doing it safely and keeping your hands out of the way there. Another aspect that can be really wonderful to include in this particular design with like the fall leaves or really any other needle felted creation is the addition of wool yarn to add linear elements. And it's important that it is wool so that it will felt together as you're using the needle felting needle to bind all of those fibers together. And in working with these smaller pieces of wool, it is really important to be very conscious of where you're stabbing with the needle and keep your other fingers out of the way so that you don't stab yourself, and also to be working with the needle straight up and down so that if it's not on an angle, it does have a possibility of breaking since it is a very thin needle. The other thing that's nice, depending on what you're going to do with your small sculpture, in this case, if it's going to be like a little hanging ornament or kind of a decorative item, you can also use that wool yarn to create a loop at the end that can be a place that you can hang your creation from. Well, I hope this video has been helpful to you in getting started with needle felting. If you've done any research at all, you can see that needle felting creations can be highly refined and highly detailed. And obviously, this quick little sample piece that I made for the video is just a fun, expressive piece just to kind of get started with the process and the materials. And I would love to see what you end up creating. So definitely post some feedback and post your creations as well. And be safe and have fun needle felting. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can hear from me when I post future videos. Thanks for stopping by.